Welcome to this new series where I take a look at games and let you know whether I think you should buy them at full price, wait for them to go on sale, or just completely ignore them. The 6th generation of games consoles is one of my favourite eras of gaming. I loved my PlayStation 2 growing up, and one game that everyone has spent the last 15 years raving about is Team Ico's Shadow of the Colossus. I missed the game when it was first out, and buying it now for the PS2 isn't the cheapest thing in the world, but in 2018 the game received a remake for PlayStation 4, which recently was free for PlayStation Plus members. So I finally sat down with the game, and I honestly cannot say I had a great time with it. In the game you play as a character called Wanda who has to go around this desolate abandoned world and destroy 16 colossi in return of having a girl called Mono brought back to life. The story is very simple, but it's effective, mysterious, and emotionally impactful in its final moments. The game is pretty simple. You get on your horse, find the next colossi, and destroy it. Then you repeat. Each colossi is a huge monster that you have to bring down in different ways. The game is essentially a puzzle game where you have to work out how to defeat the enemies using the environments around you, or just aiming for the enemy's weak points. And one issue I have right off the bat is just how unclear it is what to do. Defeating them is a challenge even when you actually know what you're meant to do, but the way you're kind of dropped into the deep end is incredibly frustrating. Some of the enemies are fairly straightforward, however others are so ridiculously convoluted that I spent forever trying to work it out before just giving up and looking up a walkthrough. The remake of the game obviously has new visuals, all of which are absolutely stunning. This is a beautiful game, and the atmosphere created by riding along the empty world or hanging off the edge of the colossi is unparalleled. This is where the game is at its best and creates some of the most beautiful and memorable moments I think I've ever had in a game. It's just a shame that they didn't update the controls or the camera, both of which are absolutely fucking awful. So much of the game is ruined by the controls, which are absolute garbage. They're incredibly unresponsive, and it doesn't help that your character is impossible to keep a hold of, especially in the final boss when he falls all over the place constantly. I found multiple times that jumps and attacks just didn't work for literally no reason, and it made the experience an absolute slog to get through. The horse is one of the most frustrating parts of the game as well, and he constantly changes speed for seemingly no reason. I also found multiple times I tried to jump onto the horse only for nothing to happen and me just jump into the air. It's a shame because much of my enjoyment towards the game would have been fixed with more responsive controls and a character who doesn't feel like controlling Octodad. But to say the game is completely without merit would be a big lie. Although I found this game very frustrating, there's no denying the absolute beauty in it. The design, story, and updated graphics are all gorgeous. This was one of the first games that people considered approved video games as an actual form of art, and its influence can be seen in every RPG and adventure game made ever since. The game is one of the most important games ever made, and although it's aged really badly, there's still no denying that when this game is good, it's a masterpiece. I do recommend anyone who hasn't played it checking it out, because it's a game that I think anyone who loves following the history of gaming has to experience, but you have to be prepared to put up with a lot of bullshit along the way, and because of that I'm going to recommend to possibly wait for the game to go on sale. However, its current price isn't that bad, all things considered. It usually goes for about £20, which for a 5-hour game, which is one of the most important video games ever made, isn't too bad. Hopefully you can get more enjoyment out of it than I did, but personally I felt a little bit let